Thanks for joining us. My name is Ted Nesbit. I'm state representative for the 8th District in Western Pennsylvania, and I'm here at the Farm Show, and I'm being joined by Secretary of Agriculture, Russell Redding. Thanks for joining us.
Great to see you. Welcome.
This is a tremendous event. Every year I'm blown away by how many things are on display. Tell us a little bit about the Farm Show and what the role of Department of Agriculture has to do with it.
Yeah, so I say, this is sort of one of these great gems of Pennsylvania, right? Our theme is our Commonwealth Blue Ribbon Experience. It's a Commonwealth show. The Department of Agriculture is host to it, right? But it's all of ours in Pennsylvania, which is a great piece of Pennsylvania. It's a way to tie together sort of the agricultural community, but brings in a lot of the fairs and the small community fairs and puts all that together in one spot.
And I represent an area where agriculture is very important, both in terms of the jobs, but also obviously creating food. I worry we're, as a society, losing a little bit of the value that we give to the agriculture. What are some of the things we're working on to make sure that we don't lose those?
Yeah, so that's a great point. So this is what our challenge is right now. You've got this community, that 2% or so are actually in production agriculture, and everybody else is sort of a beneficiary of that. They don't necessarily know that, right? So our challenge is, how do you keep them connected? We think the Farm Show is one way to do it. Certainly, this is where people touch agriculture, get a chance to sort of see it, and maybe for the first time even experience some of the the livestock and the plants and all of that. So it's really important for us to do that. In addition, though, we have to sort of every day be sort of pushing out this connectedness between production and consumption. And that's not an easy thing to do, but there's been this resurgence in people wanting to know about food and agriculture. We think that's a great thing for us in the department, but it's an everyday challenge to keep people connected.
And I've taken tours in the district recently of some of the farms over the summer through the Farm Bureau. It's amazing the new technology that's in use. Could you describe some of the things that are happening in terms of the science and the technology in farming right now?
Yeah, there are a couple. You'll see them here at the Department of Agriculture. There's everything from the GPS units that are embedded in the tractors and combines.
I actually was in the tractor when it drove itself, without, and that amazed me. But what are some of the other things that they might see actually here at the Farm Show, that some of the new cutting edge things? And I didn't mean to interrupt you. So.
No. So if you just, there's an area called Know Your Farmer, and there's within the, embedded in the soil are sensors, right, for nutrients that become sort of indicators, so you can make a decision about whether you add a nutrient or not. That's real time. There's technology over in the farm machinery area around both yield, embedding soil data, making decisions for the next year's inputs to do data layers. So they know the soil test, they know the yields, they know what did well in particular areas. That all gets sort of combined. Decision for the farmer as to what seed to use and so forth. It's amazing what's there. We're excited about that. And then you've got the technology on the other side of social media, right? And we've seen both good things with that and challenges with it. If you're in the marketing of food, that connectedness through the social media has really been a great benefit for agriculture. So, good things.
Well, and I know Pennsylvania's on the cutting edge of this, especially with Penn State, both main campus and through the extensions. What are some of the roles that the Department of Agriculture is taking to make sure that we stay on the cutting edge, both in safety of the food, but also in the new technology and growing of the food?
Yeah, so there's a couple things we're doing. We're fortunate this year to have ag research funding, and that's really been important. Most of that is what projects are done through University of with Penn State and the College of Ag Sciences, ranging from potato diseases to water quality concerns and avian influenza in poultry. We're doing some work directly with Penn State with 4-H and supporting them through our Fair Fund, really trying to keep them engaged. We're doing a major workforce development project with across the state, but particularly through 4-H on careers in agriculture. We'll make sure they know, this is both been a great industry, but there's a great opportunity too.
And you mentioned 4-H. I know some of my constituents that I'm going to meet up with later coming down from the area. And it's great to watch them show these animals and ultimately bring them down here to the Farm Show. What are we doing to get some of the kids engaged other than 4-H? But what are some of the things that we as a state are doing to try to make sure we have future farmers?
Yes, we're doing a couple of things. We're working through the Center for Dairy Excellence on a dairy careers and dairy industry careers piece. We're working on the Pennsylvania Preferred Program, which is our sort of signature marketing effort. taking that into the retail space, working on a farm-to-school initiative with schools that are actually putting in gardens and then framing their curriculum around that garden, so you get a chance to see both production, consumption. It teaches soils and nutrition and agricultural production. That's going on across the state. Trying to really connect with urban centers around food. We've been in Pittsburgh and Philadelphia and Erie and Harrisburg, and really trying to bring people into the conversation. It's not just about the farm, right? That's a key part of this, but everything else that sort of goes into that decision about the food system. There are a lot of people who hold pieces to that and actually want to be involved in it, so we're trying to bring them into the conversation as well.
All right, well, thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
and,
pleasure's mine. Great to see you.
And thank you for joining me, and I hope if you have a chance to get down to Harrisburg to see the farm show, you come on down. There's a lot of interesting things to check out.